Hey guys, Christina Lane here from Dessert for Two. I've been scaling down recipes for nearly a decade so that you and I can enjoy our favorite desserts and dinners without all the leftovers. Today, we're making a small batch of sugar cookies. I love this recipe so much because it starts with melted butter. I never remember to put butter on the counter to soften when I'm making cookies, so this is the perfect recipe for me. Plus, it has no chill time, so you're gonna have cookies in your face in about 20 minutes. Let's get started. First thing we need is butter. We need 4 tablespoons of butter. I'm also gonna measure this. If you bake using a scale, awesome, good for you. That's 2 ounces. I typically do both ways. So let's tear out 2.6. Okay, that's too much. You need 2 ounces or 4 tablespoons, whatever way you want to do it. All right, 2 ounces, 4 tablespoons. We're gonna melt this in the microwave. To your melted butter, you need to add 1/3 a cup of granulated sugar. You need a 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla. Really good quality vanilla makes the flavors of a sugar cookie sing. And the last thing is an egg yolk. Since this is a small batch recipe, we're only making 6 cookies, we just need the egg yolk. I want you to save the egg white for another use. I actually have the recipes in my site divided up by ones that use an extra egg yolk or ones that use an extra egg white. So hop on over there and find a recipe to use this egg white. Don't throw it away. And then stir together your ingredients. These are your wet ingredients. It's important to let the butter cool a little bit when it comes out of the microwave because you don't want to scramble the egg. Okay, I'm gonna put a lid on my egg white and that will go in the fridge for another dessert. And then it's time for our dry ingredients. We need a 1/2 cup plus 2 additional tablespoons of flour. Then our leavener for this recipe is baking soda, just a 1/4 teaspoon. And last, but definitely not least, is salt, just an 1/8 teaspoon. I use this pink salt because I have a daughter and everything has to be pink, but any fine sea salt will work. So just stir it together. Super easy recipe to make. No chill time, 1 bowl. And like I said, you'll get 6 cookies out of this recipe. This is the perfect recipe to make with kids because you don't really need all the leftovers when you're baking with kids. Just a couple cookies and they're done. Okay, let me show you a trick for dividing your cookie dough to get 6 evenly sized cookies. Press it flat in your bowl and then divide it in half by eye. And then I want you to get 3 cookies from each side. There's your 6 cookies. Let's scoop them on a sheet to bake. I'm gonna line my baking sheet with parchment paper just for easy cleanup. If you have a silicone mat, that works perfectly too. I put a little sugar in a bowl because as we scoop each dough ball, we're gonna roll them in a little bit of sugar so that they have that sparkle when they're done baking. These cookies, when they bake, they get that crackly appearance, and that's because of the extra sugar on the outside. These bake in a 350-degree oven for about 10 or 11 minutes. You'll know they're done because they'll spread and they'll start to crack on the surface. These just came out of the oven. They're slightly puffy, but you can see they're already cracking. And as they cool, they'll deflate a little bit and even more cracks will come out. I'm gonna move them to a cooling rack. I would let them cool a little bit if you can. I like a really warm cookie, but here you go. One bowl, melted butter only, about 20 minutes, and you get half a dozen perfect, soft, chewy sugar cookies. For this recipe and more small batch cookie recipes, visit dessertfor2.com.